Hello and welcome to the Idol Inn, your cozy getaway from all the crazy drama in the K-pop world. I'm your host, Annie Oakley, and here's what you might have missed last week in K-pop. Our top news this week: on the 11th, it was announced that RBW, home to girl group Mamamoo and idol band ONE had acquired yet another K-pop company through one of their subsidiaries. For those of you who are unaware, RBW started following the apparent trend of acquiring other companies back in April of 2021 when they bought WM Entertainment, who at the time was home to B1A4, Oh My Girl, ONF, and Lee Chaeyeon. At the time, the announcement was met with a lot of excitement as fans of groups from both companies expected potential collaborations, as was the trend, and more activities. However, the reality of the merger was less activities for WM artists, and reports of inner turmoil were confirmed when RBW fired WM CEO in 2025. Prior to that, RBW also acquired DSP Media in 2022. Formerly home to legendary girl group Kara, DSP also houses co-ed group Card and girl group Young Posse, which debuted in 2023. Young Posse appears to be having a healthy amount of support from their company, but their seniors Card are noticeably less active like the WM senior groups. We covered member Jiwoo's solo debut last month, and recently her groupmate BM, who also worked on the project with her, revealed that she had little budget and had to rush to prepare. Now, a rush comeback isn't anything new, but the group hasn't had a comeback in 2 years, which is long in K-pop terms. Additionally, they had 2 tour attempts get cancelled due to issues on their end before finally doing a smaller tour in 2025. Given the timing, it's hard to say that their acquisition hasn't also affected Card's ability to operate, especially considering how active they were beforehand with comebacks and tours. Now, through WM Entertainment, RBW has acquired 257 Entertainment, which is home to genderless group XLOV, and fans are, understandably, not happy. It is genuinely hard to view this as a positive thing for XLOV when you look at RBW's history. Oh My Girl is the only WM act left, but even they had 2 members choose to not re-sign for solo activities. Not even all the Mamamoo members wanted to stay, as Wheein and Hwasa left in 2021 and 2023 respectively. Their concept alone makes them a target, but they are also quite successful. Will they get the Young Posse treatment and be left alone due to their newness, or will RBW use them for capital until they acquire another target? Only time will tell. On to our new releases. Magical girl Yena returned with her 5th mini album, Love Catcher. I don't know how she manages to do exactly what she wants for every comeback, but we are here for it. The TR references are so strong, but done so well. Minus half points though for AI being used in the music video. P1 Harmony came back with Unique on the 12th. Choreographer Connie worked on parts of the dance, I think specifically the ending point dance, which really helps to cement the message here. They are in fact quite unique. And AB6 dropped their 3rd album, 7 Crimson Horizon, on the 16th. This is a cute, if not a little basic, song about perseverance. My main criticism though is that the album title and the title track feel totally different. Based on the album name, I'd expect something darker or more moody than what they actually went with. Latency is back today after their debut with Late O'Clock. This is the all-female band made up of musician Fingerstylish, Luna/Lucemble member Hyunjin, and signatures Jiwon, Semi, and Haeun. And this is a correction from last week. Former April member Jin Sol, not to be confused with former Luna member Jin Sol, returned with her 5th digital single, From Sagittarius, today as well. So we'll have thoughts on that next week. BTS is set to return on the 20th with Arirang. This album is dropping just before they embark on their highly anticipated world tour. ITZY's Yena announced her solo debut slated for the 23rd. I don't know what to expect given what was shown in the teasers, but I'm always a fan of JYP girl group releases. Mamamoo's Moonbyul will be back with her 3rd single titled Rev. The teaser photos for this include a keyring and a map from a racing game. I'm kind of hoping it'll be a girl crush vibe, but I could see it going the opposite way too. Somewhat last minute, SF9 announced their comeback slated for the 25th with the special album titled About Love. Member Taeyang will be absent from promotions for this due to enlisting earlier this month. Red Velvet's leader, Irene, is reportedly having a comeback on the 30th. The teasers thus far have been very 90s retro, and it suits her so well. I will not hide how excited I am about this. Wonpil from Day 6 is also doing a solo release on the 30th. I love his voice, and I am ready for whatever he's throwing at us. And last up, we have Kepler, who also just announced that they'll be having a comeback. But this comes right after news that Youngin is leaving the group, so the timing of these things is interesting. 17's Vernon, rapper Jesse, and G-Dragon all make cameos in the recently released K-Pops starring American singer/rapper/drummer Anderson .Paak. Blackpink's Jisoo is starring in Boyfriend on Demand, which you can watch on Netflix. I haven't personally gotten around to watching this just yet, but I've heard some good things. And last up, we have GOT7's Jin Young, who will star as Yeon Tae-so in the JTBC drama Still Shining. Nothing better than watching your faves stay booked and busy, I must say. Starting us off, DKB has announced a 2-day concert in Japan on the 23rd and 29th. They just made waves by announcing that they had not been paid in the 7 years that they've been active, and this really shouldn't come as a surprise to anyone. Idols under smaller companies often fall prey to greedy CEOs. Treasure will continue their tour across Asia, hitting Taipei on the 28th. And Mix started the European leg of their world tour yesterday on the 17th. I'm still trying to see if I can make it to a show since their closest stop is still a bit of a drive for me, unfortunately, but their live performance is not something I want to miss. And neither should you. Mexican Agassiz can get tickets to see the Magic Man Jackson Wang himself starting on the 27th. After 3 stops, he's crossing the border into the US and traveling between here and Canada. This is another show that unfortunately is too far for me to attend, so I humbly ask you all to go and have fun in my stead. Classy will be performing on the 28th and 29th in Japan. I don't know much about this group, except that they are from their survival show My Teenage Girl, which I didn't watch, but they apparently have a solid Japanese fanbase. Omega X will also be in Japan, Tokyo specifically, starting on the 27th for their New Vision tour. Rounding out this segment, Twice is still on tour. They are out of the US, stopping in Quebec, Ontario, and Taipei before coming back this way at the end of the month. If you want to hear my thoughts on their performance, check out my review on the channel. Link is in the description. And we have ATEEZ, who is also still on tour, back to the Asia continent for 3 more shows. I don't think it's already been announced, but I do think it's likely they'll do an encore show, as that's pretty much customary at this point. Expect my review from this show and their VR movie in the coming weeks. In a Minute's second single, Who Do You Love? I Need You, dropped, with their lead track, Broken Doll. Remember how I said second gen sound is having a comeback? Well, this is also a solid example, except it's something more than a Nuku second gen group would drop, and I don't mean that as a compliment. Void will release their debut mini album, Tug of War. The lead song from the release sounds very good live. I'm a huge fan of band music, so it's nice to see not only a resurgence, but quality entries at that. Skin's first mini album, Skins is Skins, dropped. What a mouthful. With the title track, Poison Ivy, and man, that song isn't bad, but it would hit so much harder without the VR models. There's something lost in the conversion for me. At Heart dropped Butterfly Doors, and I don't know why their company thought Shut Up needed to be released, much less before this one, but it is a much better song, and it's actually almost 3 minutes. Baby Don't Cry released Shapeshifter, and this song isn't too bad, but it does feel a little meh compared to the other Nuku girl group releases. Also, P Nation used AI in the music video, which is just disappointing. We don't need AI in music videos. Let's hope their mini album on the 24th is better. Odd Youth released their second single titled Babyface. Lyrically, this seems like they wanted to have a message about not making assumptions based on appearance, but it doesn't fully commit. 3 out of 5. Mont is back with Keep It Slow. Having never listened to them before, their voices are really captivating. They're definitely a different sound in the K-pop scene right now. Girl group S to It, again that's styled S, the number 2, and then the word it, debuted with the song What I Want. I could see these girls occupying the same space as Girlfriend did back around their debut time. Performance-wise and choreographically, they are quite similar. All Hours is back with Dead Man Walking, and all I can say is wow. I'm a sucker for darker themed music videos, but they came out swinging from the beginning and didn't let up. Good show. And last but not least, we have our Nugu comebacks. Stritz debuted with their song Hope We Got This. If you recall, this was delayed until yesterday from the 13th, so we will have thoughts on that next week, along with Ambio, who is making their debut today. Jung Se-woon will be back with his first official release of 2026. If he sounds familiar, it's because he was on season 2 of Produce 101 and missed making it into 101 by one spot. He also has a pretty healthy discography. Virtual girl group OIS is debuting on the 23rd, and as I mentioned with Skins, I wish these groups the most success that they can have, but I do believe that the market for virtual K-pop groups is smaller than that of non-virtual ones, and that just means that they're working twice as hard for even less potential recognition, and I'm not crazy about it. Kangmin of Very Berry is having his solo debut on the 26th. Now, I don't personally listen to Very Berry, but the teasers seem to be nice, so who knows. And lastly, we have A Future set to debut on the 28th. They are the second group to come out of 4x4, the dance company that debuted a group last year, only to conclude their activities shortly after. So I am personally a little apprehensive about the future of this group. And that's it for this week in K-pop. Let me know in the comments whose comeback you're most excited about, or if you have plans to see any of the touring acts. And as always, like, subscribe, and ding that notification bell so you don't miss anything. Follow our socials so you can be notified when our Patreon goes live with exclusive talkbacks and subscriber voted videos. See you next week. Peace.